Good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's live. And today I'm going to talk about the nutrition for hypothyroid, or how to manage your weight with hypothyroid. The last live was all about what your thyroid gland does for you, and those who are struggling with weight loss and a thyroid issue, there's some good news for you. All right. Now, what are the foods that we need to eat if we have hypothyroid? Well, all of the foods that you've been told not to eat. And especially if you're on this weight loss plan or a weight loss diet, all those foods that you've been asked to ban forever are foods that you're absolutely supposed to eat. And why? Because all these foods, like your whole grains like rice, bananas, dairy products like cheese, eggs, seafood, berries, these are all rich in iodine. And we know how important iodine is for the functioning of your thyroid gland. Now, bananas are very rich in iron and one of the best foods to start your day with. Have one banana every day in the morning. And for those who have a little bit of gut health issues, you can have a banana post your meal. And all of the other local seasonal fruits. Now we've just finished the mango season, the jackfruit season, but that was the best time to eat those local seasonal fruits, because these are not just rich in iodine but in such a lot of antioxidants which actually take care of your thyroid, your insulin resistance, and help in fat metabolism or help you in losing your weight. So all those local seasonal fruits which you've been told not to eat are what you're supposed to have for hypothyroid. Next, the very, very famous but quite notorious coconut. Now, why I say notorious? Because for all these years we've been told that you cannot eat coconut because it's very, very fattening, it's high cholesterol. But there's some good news for all of us, that coconut has something called as lauric acid and medium chain fatty acids. Now these two make it very, very essential for us to consume coconut, especially if we've got hypothyroid or any sort of issues. Now, how do we eat our coconut? You can use coconut oil for cooking. You can add coconut to any sabzi. You can add it to your dals, a sweet made out of coconut, or just a dry coconut, or just pieces of coconut as a midday snack or an evening snack is amazing. People with hypothyroid suffer with a lot of cravings, and these cravings are not for something sweet, neither for something savory, something in between, and dry coconut forms the best snack for which calls for such cravings. So bananas or all your seasonal local fruits, coconuts are very, very essential in your diet if you have hypothyroid. Next, all the dairy products. Now, all those who have gone off dairy and who have started using substitutes for dairy, please try and understand that your body understands dairy. It understands milk, it understands ghee, it understands white butter, which is made of dairy, it understands dahi or curd. And these are all very rich in amino acids which complete your meal. So we all know how important your protein is for absorption of iodine or for the functioning of your thyroid. So if you're not really eating or not really adding those dairy sources to your diet, then you're really depriving yourself from those essential amino acids that are required for the absorption of iodine. All right, so make sure that you have some sort of dairy. Next is all your whole grains. Of course, rice, your rotis, your millets. Now, how do we eat these rotis, millets, or rice? It has to be had with a sabzi, some sort of a pulse or a grain, a dal, and some little bit of protein. So it could be fish, it could be egg, it could be curd, it could be some sprouted, pulses as well. But you have to keep in mind that your grains, that is your whole grains, so your rice, roti or millets, will form the biggest part of your plate and not the smallest. Okay, so don't try and reverse that whole equation wherein you eat a lot of vegetables but very little rice or just half a roti. That is not the way you're supposed to eat it. This will interfere with the absorption of not just iodine but a lot of other vitamins and minerals, and will lead to a lot of gut health issues. So make sure that you have your whole grains and do not really starve. Now, I get a lot of questions about the calorie count for a hypothyroid person. Now, to be honest with you, again, there's some good news. In fact, you should increase your calories. But what kind of calories? Now, when I say increase your calories, you can't be just going and downing cakes, pastries, biscuits, even though they'll be zero sugars, low fat, zero fat, high fiber. Well, these come in with a lot of salt. So whenever a product has reduced sugar or reduced fat in it, there is high amount of salt, and this interferes with your sodium and potassium regulation, or that balance, as a result of which, again, your iodine absorption in the thyroid gland is affected. And that is why you must have noticed that when you eat all of these zero sugar, zero carb, high fiber packaged products, you feel very bloated, or you feel that your tummy is slightly bigger today. That is because of that water retention. It happens because of that imbalance between your sodium and your potassium absorption. All right, so you need to understand this, that all of these packaged processed calories need to be out, and all your calories need to be coming from whole grains, seasonal local vegetables, fruits, lentils, beans, pulses, seafood, dairy, and also your meat products. Okay, the next thing that a lot of thyroid patients expect me to tell them is that to replace their dinner with just a soup and a salad. Now again, here is where the whole the whole concept about whole grains and the complete or a balanced meal come in. Now your raw salads or just soups don't really give you those essential amino acids that are required, or it is not a balanced meal. You're not getting enough of protein from just eating a salad, a raw salad especially, and just having a soup. All right, so stay away from that salad and soup culture for your dinner, and definitely you can eat your rice. You can have a whole wheat chapati, you can have a millet bhakri, but make sure that there is some sort of a pulse, so there's a little bit of curd along with it, or there's an egg or fish for the non-vegetarians, or some sort of meat sauce could also be there. All right, so you need to keep these points in mind. Now, a lot of us, believe that peanuts, soya, and your cauliflower and potatoes are somehow bad for thyroid. Oh, there was once somebody, I was giving a talk somewhere, and I spoke a lot about peanuts, and she just stood up and she said, oh no, they are the worst for thyroid, and I've been told to stop eating peanuts altogether. Now, we need to understand that peanuts in their raw form are what affects the thyroid. Not when they are roasted, not when they are cooked, not when they are boiled. That's when they have good amount of essential fats, and they help in the absorption of iodine. Yeah, so make sure that you're having peanuts. You can have a peanut chutney. You can have just roasted or boiled peanuts as your evening snack. You can add it to your sabzi. You can add it, make a chaat out of it. There are so many ways of adding peanuts to your diet, but not the raw peanuts. The same thing with soya. Now, soya beans are perfectly okay. You can have it once in a month or once in 15 days in the form of a curry. You can sprout them and make a curry. You can steam them, boil them, and have it with a little bit of coconut and jaggery. but not those soya chunks. If anyone is under the impression that the soya chunks have any sort of nutrition, then please understand this. You are absolutely misled by the food industry. The soya chunks have got zero nutritive value. They're just empty calories that you will be consuming. So try to stay away from soya chunks. They are not at all, they should not be consumed by, any human being. And last but not the least, I had one point for pregnant, lactating and menopause women. You need to understand that your thyroid is over functioning, and this is the time where you really need to take care of your thyroid. So if anybody has told you that you got to stay away from bananas, or you've got to stay away from dairy or certain products which are rich in iodine, try and understand that these are foods that will actually help to support your thyroid, so that post pregnancy or after lactation, or post menopause, you really get back to what your body was or your health was. Especially menopausal women, they really struggle with that sudden drop of estrogen, and that drop of estrogen is actually sometimes related to your eating habits as well. If you're depriving yourself of good nutrition, if you're depriving yourself of essential fats, your amino acids, and you're eating a lot of processed food just because it says healthy on the packet, and however 0 calorie and low sugar and high fiber it may be, it is still going to affect you. All right, so this is all about the nutrition for thyroid. Please try and understand. Let's use our common sense and do not get misled by the information that's all out there on the internet. So there's one question here: how do we measure our calorie intake on a daily basis? Now, measuring calories is not my style, and those who have consulted with me or who are on programs with me would also know this. Now, you cannot reduce your food just to calories, all right? And rather than just calculating calories, you need to try and understand what is the quality of these calories. Are the calories really healthy calories, or are they coming from your processed food? Then you need to make that differentiation, rather than just saying this is high calorie and this is low calorie. You try and understand what are the micronutrients in this food and what are the micronutrients in this. So you try and differentiate on that basis and not on the basis of calories. Okay. Alright guys, that's all about the thyroid gland. For those who have really learned something new today from this video, please do not forget to share it with at least 3 people from your friend circle or from your family who would really benefit from this live today. And I will see you all next time. Good night. Please be safe. I know the rain gods are really showering us with heavy blessings. Take care. Bye bye. I will see you all next week with another very, very interesting topic. Bye bye.